The Longines FEI Jumping World Cup North American League kicks off here. Katie Stazak here. Good evening and welcome to the Murieta Equestrian Center here in Sacramento, California. We have our very first World Cup qualifier of the 2022 to 2023 North American League season kicking off right here at this fantastic venue Saturday evening. Before then, we get a nice preview with the Murieta Inn and Spa meter 45 speed stake, a field of 20 to see here this evening, jumping this meter 45 track set by none other than Olaf Peterson Jr. Some experienced names, some younger ones coming up through the ranks. You see the likes of Connor Swale at the moment. All eyes will be on him looking to defend his title in tomorrow's World Cup qualifier. Can he get another win? In the meantime, a few minutes leading up to the start of this class. For now, we will turn it down to the main arena for some special activities to recognize some very deserving youth.
Going through a medical condition, and we know that when they receive that wish, it can be a transformational moment for those kids. And so without further ado, I want to invite you to a very special guest that I have here. I have wish child Bianca, and I also have wish mom Corey. A little round of applause for them. I'm incredibly privileged to be able to ask them a little bit about their wish journey, and that's what we call it, as they come in and get referred to our program. We want them to have this opportunity to have something that is positive and light in their journey when they're going through something that is not as fun or not as good. So this is an opportunity to hear a little bit more about what wish granting is and what it means to them. So Corey, if I can have you up here for just a second. We'll talk a little bit about your role as a wish mom. Tell us a little bit about Bianca's wish journey and her medical journey.
So, hello everybody. Thank you so much to Make-A-Wish and from our family, the Navarros and the Mulaney's. And do you want me to hold it? We're so excited, and Megan, Vincent, for inviting us and being a part of this Make-A-Wish. For Bianca. Our family is a big family. We have half step, but we're just family. And I just wanted to kind of go about Bianca's journey. I'm going to read you something that I wrote and take you back to August 19th and just share a little bit with you if you don't mind. So Bianca was just a young 7-year-old who overnight was diagnosed with Williams tumor, stage 4, a rare kidney and liver cancer. She immediately started chemo treatments that week, and the mass was too large to remove. And then a week ago, before that, she was surfing at the beach with her family, taking her first airplane flight. And anyone who was diagnosed with a severe medical condition, it seems so surreal. We can't even imagine a young girl's feeling or knows how to express the unknown, so as with her family, not knowing either. Bianca, just to share a little bit about her character, she's funny, loves to laugh. She has the best laugh ever. Her attitude about life is spicy as a chili pepper. She loves sports. Whether it's playing on a soccer team, Pink Crush, or playing basketball with the Mighty Unicorns, she is an all-star. She likes to sing and dance. During this time of August 2019, to get her through her cancer, she did a lot of dancing and TikToks, and that was one of our journeys as far as just being positive and laughing and just growing with her on this, journey. We haven't a clue how Bianca's story will end, but that's all right. She'll stay positive, love life, and embrace what's next on this journey with the support of her family and friends and people that don't even know us, who actually gave to were just a part of our lives that gave so much to us during that time. We had, Bianca was in the hospital, and her family made it an important part to be a part of. She had surgeries. She started chemo right away for 8 weeks. Then she had surgery on Halloween night. So we all got dressed up and just participated in, whatever we could do to make her laugh. And, she was in the hospital with radiation. She also was in the hospital for 18 days between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, to us, laughter is key. We like to, we just support everyone supporting us. Appreciate, yeah.
Thank you so much, Corey, for sharing that story with us. Bianca, now it's your turn. Tell us a little bit about what you wished for your wish ideas.
My first Make-A-Wish idea was a golden retriever puppy. I wanted to name it Rose, and I want it to be a girl.
That's awesome. Well, we are so glad that you came down here today to share about your wish, but we actually brought you down here for a whole nother reason. So we kind of fibbed just a little bit. I hope it's okay, because we have a video we want you to watch, okay? Bianca, your wish to have a golden retriever is granted. What do you think? Congratulations, Bianca.
Thank you so much.
So you're going to name your new puppy Rose. Well, just so you know, that's your puppy right there. That's your little puppy Rose, who's going to be joining you next week on Thursday and joining your house with your other dog, Hunter. Okay? Are you excited? Woo! You. All right. Well, hey, for everyone in the crowd, the way we can officially do it is I need everyone to yell "Wish Grounded" on the count of 3. So on 1, 2, 3, really loud. All right. Now it's official. We have officially granted Bianca's wish. I want to thank the Sacramento International Horse Show, Megan Vincent. If you'd like to get involved, please visit us at wish.org/CANV. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, here at the Sacramento International, a place where dreams do come true. And we'd like to thank all of our Lori and joining us here, Hennessy, to talk about the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And, of course, granting those wishes is what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd ask you to please all rise. And, gentlemen, remove your caps as we introduce you to the California Cowgirls coming in with the presentation of colors. The Painted Ladies are well known for a performance of their flashy paints and dazzling crowds. They're proud to be crowned the favorite of almost 30 years at the Folsom Pro Rodeo. Especially excited to be selected for the 134th Tournament of Roses Parade, the Painted Ladies Rodeo Performers. Ladies and gentlemen, join us here, the Painted Ladies rodeo performers, and let's welcome to the red carpet tonight's anthem singer from Hip Entertainment, Kaylee Starr.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Oh, well, thank you, Kaylee Starr from Hip Entertainment, and of course, once again, the Painted Ladies rodeo performers. Tonight's class is all about speed, and of course, proud sponsors, Murieta and Spa. Nestled between the rolling hills of Rancho Murieta.
And with that, we are ready to get underway with our first of 20 to see here in this CSI 4-star Murieta Inn and Spa Meter 45. Again, a speed track. Olaf Peterson Jr., the course designer, setting the tracks all week long here in Sacramento as we gear up for tomorrow evening's Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Sacramento, the first opportunity to earn qualifying points toward a berth at the World Cup Finals in Omaha, Nebraska next spring. Tremendously unique circuit, great to kick things off here on the West Coast. Again, the first of 8 qualifiers across North America, kicking off tomorrow night. Top of the order, getting ready to make their way down here. 1 round speed track, should be a quick one here. Quite a few fast riders. Leading us off will be Bjorn Eikast. Going to be our pathfinder here this evening aboard the 15-year-old Holsteiner Stallion, Crespo VDL. Rider for Denmark, based locally here on the West Coast, navigating the circuit. All eyes on this leadoff pair here. Give a preview of how this track is going to play out. Obviously an indoor type venue. Ton of related distances here, things coming up quickly out of the turns. Really just have to maintain that rhythm and impulsion, and the canter becomes crucial. Almost goes out a little bit too wide to put shape into that line to the combination. Gets a good rub, hopefully that helps him out the rest of the way here. That GGT footing vertical comes up very quickly out of the turn. Gallop up nicely to the oxer. And then that's a line where you need to put a bit extra shape. That careful, skinny vertical is really gonna come up quickly for riders there. And then to stretch out over the triple bar. It's probably one of the longer lines on course there. Oh, and doesn't get much luckier than that at the last fence. That one is going to come down quite a bit. Very optically deceiving there with that careful white plank on the front rail of that oxer. You just saw the horse shift a bit to the right. Gets a little bit of a rub there. But that plank is going to delicately stay up in those cups. That'll need an adjustment before our next rider. But Bjorn Eikast and Crespo VDL first to take on this track tonight by Olaf Peterson Jr. They're going to finish on a score of 66.47 seconds, their time. Time allowed tonight, 70 seconds. Pretty comfortable there. Now the first for the USA. Carrie Rufer is having quite a month. She is a newlywed, having married Kevin Winkle just 2 weeks ago. They celebrated just as any professional show jumping couple would and went straight to a horse show. And Carrie is straight off a win with this horse in last night's Grand Prix qualifier. This is Stern de Folletti. 11-year-old Holsteiner Gelding by Toulon, owned by Carrie's Morningstar Sport Horses. Doesn't get much more of a local show than this for Carrie. She is stabled just down the road. Marches right up there in 7. This horse is so athletic, careful, and quick. He has all the qualities. She gets a nice slice there. Does not have to weave out far in that turn at all. Getting there right on the mark. This is going to be an area where you can make up the pace. Does a good job there. Super job there. Maybe almost overrode that line. But again, this horse so careful. Carrie is just urging him forward with every stride. She wants to come away with back-to-back victories tonight and got a few riders to follow her, so she wants to put that pressure on. And gives the last fence the respect it needs as well. Brilliantly done there by Carrie and Stern de Folletti. She calls him Stan. Stan, the man, crossing the timers in 53.73 seconds. That is quickly going to take over the lead here and going to be a bit hard to catch, giving them quite a standard there. Carrie riding with just so much confidence at the moment. Matt Williams, quite a standard. He's going to have to follow, bringing forward the experienced Dandy, 11-year-old Dutch-bred gelding. This is actually a horse that Caitlin Campbell developed to sell for a while with her SWS trainings and sales operation based here on the West Coast. Matt, a transplant from Australia, coming off a nice finish with this horse in the 2-star Grand Prix over at the Split Rock Jumping Tour in Paso Robles. This horse has a lovely way of going. You know, just a very much a different type of horse in terms of build and way of going as what we just saw with Carrie Rufer and Stern de Folletti. And you can see there Matt tried to kind of stay out a bit to give himself some more space to the double. He knew the horse was going to get there quickly and he still just needed a little bit more room than he got. This horse has a lovely style, very tidy with his knees. Wants to shift a little bit to the left there. And needs to keep his mind on business coming up here through the Longines double. Definitely the longest run in this course is back to this final line. He'll finish up nicely, but he will have that one rail against him. 62.80 seconds the time there for Matt and Dandy, and a score of 4. Early on here, they will move into second. You can see really came out and tried to line up this double, ended up having to move back a little bit to the left. It got there a bit too close coming into that combination. Dakota Mower next in the ring. Aboard the 9-year-old Dutch gelding, this is Icebreaker. These two have a nice partnership at completing, kind of exclusively an FEI competition together. One of the younger riders in the field, age 28. Still a little bit light on experience at this international level, but a great opportunity to get some experience in this indoor setting, jump some of these ranking classes. Rides that line nicely. Another quick moving horse and really smooth there around the turn, back to the GGT footing vertical. Gives a great effort over the Liverpool. Now we need to get back the contact here, respect this vertical, and they just come down that line with a little bit too much. Just kind of building there through the last two lines. They will have the two rails down, but overall very confident go around for this pair with a little bit less experience at the level than some others. It'll be a score of 8. The time there, 53.96 seconds for Dakota Mower and Icebreaker. Making a quick adjustment there to be of that Longines combination. As we'll welcome in Connor Swale aboard the first of 2 mounts this evening. This is Errol. 12-year-old gelding. Horse that Connor's been doing quite well on since late in the spring and early summer. But Connor's been doing well on just about every horse he gets on in his string. He's going from strength to strength. In fact, he has the entire group here in Sacramento, and from here he'll be kind of sending them on their way as he reroutes in a few directions for the fall season. Some will be going on the Major League Tour, while others will be staying indoors and going east for some other World Cup qualifiers. This horse, a trio of wins really in all sorts of venues, on the beach at Miami, out in Tryon, as well as in Traverse City. Beautifully done there in 8 strides back to jump 3. Just showing you in this type of venue how everything becomes a related distance. And so smooth on that rollback turn, back to fence 5. Little bit of a stumble there off that skinny. Connor just shakes his hands at the reins and keeps moving forward. And that line gets very, very easy heading away from the in-gate. Easily had the time, a beautiful round, but that one rail will count against them. 51.47 seconds the time as they'll move into second for the time being. Carey so far the only one to put in a clear round over this track. And still one more to see for Connor as well. But this is a technical enough speed track here. Have to go clear, but they are chasing a quick pace. Connor really just landed with so much out of that line. He tried to create a little more space in his track at the end, but he was just moving on a beautiful rhythm. And a bit unlucky there. Jacqueline Atkinson will be the next for the USA. This is Chengsha, a 9-year-old Westphalian mare, owned by Bob and Robin LLC. this week would mark the first international outing for this combination. Get a great opportunity for a lot of these riders on the West Coast to kick off their fall seasons and kind of gauge where they are stepping up to some of these levels. There's going to be so much opportunity, more than ever, to jump FEI competition out here in California through the fall and winter. Horse certainly has the scope. Gets a little bit caught up in the turn, but she does line the fence up nicely to set her up here in this line. She'll lose a little bit of time in the air as well. This horse seems like quite an athlete. Easy. The horse really wants to keep its legs out of the way of these fences. Oh, just jumped in with so much into that combination. Had no choice to get caught up a bit in the air to try to get out of B. They'll have the back rail, the final two fences, and it'll be a score of 8. 65.56 seconds, the time there for Jacqueline Atkinson and Changsha.
6 countries represented here in tonight's meet class.
I think once the rideability and the experience gets there, they'll be a little bit more confident, can smooth things out, but certainly a lot of ability there in that horse.
Let's continue now out of Encinitas, California. The next American to compete is Alexis Sokolov. Alexis is aboard the Hot Horses LLC.
So that'll bring us now to Alexis Sokolov. This is Fasol du Seigneur. Alexis, one that's really starting to find her footing at this international level. You just can't replicate the experience that you get by getting in the ring and getting the reps and knowing I can do this and I'm going to do it better next time, and just building up the confidence. She certainly has the horses to give her the confidence as well. But unfortunately, they'll start off on just the wrong foot tonight, and they'll pull the first rail here on course. And that's just where, in time, the experience will say not to panic when that happens. She'll take down a second early rail as well. So now we'll just want to calm things down a little bit. Use this as a training opportunity. See this very smart horse kind of anticipating some of the turns and getting a little bit quick. Just needed to be held off some of these fences a little bit. Again, every time in the ring, a learning experience, and Alexis Sokolov, still so young, will take a lot away from this and keep getting better and better. 16 is the score tonight, 57.28 seconds the time. Very, very quick.
Here's our next to show representing Puerto Rico International Competition from Murieta, California.
And that'll bring us now to Puerto Rico. Mark Watring will be the next, as we still continue to chase the lead of Carrie Roofer. Not only exceptionally quick in 53.73 seconds, but the only one at the moment to produce a clear round over this track set by Olaf Peterson. We know the time can be beat. Connor Swale had that easily in hand, but he did have a rail against him with Errol. Just a clear round will put you right on the podium for the time being in second. This is the 11-year-old gelding, Limbasini RC. Maybe just Added a touch too much leg there coming into the combination. Got a little bit underneath that oxer. Fence tonight, the West Palms vertical there. Fence number 9. Throw out the back rail of 10B as well. It'll be a total of 12 tonight. 62.85 seconds. For now, that moves them into 7.
Currently sitting at second at 51.47. We know Carrie Rupert's leading time of 53.71 can be better, but it's going to take a clean ride to do it. So far, no one has been able to do that, except maybe the next show from Costa Mesa, California. Here's the next American, the only time tonight we'll see Laura Height, the HF Farms. It's Triton hashtag.
Laura Height will bring us back to the USA as we continue to chase the lead of a fellow American in Carrie Rufer. Going to be tough to beat that one this evening. Triton has stuck. The mount of Laura, 10-year-old Swedish warm blood stallion by Cabachon, owned by HF Farms LLC. Almost looked like a little bit of miscommunication off there coming into that line, but what a nice recovery out. Laura very committed here. And the horse is quick to react and say, okay, I think this is what you're asking. I'll give it a go, and I don't want to touch the poles. Beautiful effort there over that triple bar. And again, what you're seeing quite a bit at the West Palms vertical is a result of being so strung out over that triple bar. That is just what it's designed to do. This pair having a great round. And there's our second clear, 54.92 seconds. They will go straight into second. Laura looks thrilled. What a super effort from that horse. We're nearly halfway through this class, and she is sitting in second. Clear rounds hard to come by this evening. Excellent effort there.
Here's a meter next to show Caitlin Campbell, a very accomplished rider in her own right, knows how to win, and she knows how to take control of speed classes like this. It's got to be
well, this one could certainly challenge the leader. Here is Caitlin Campbell for the USA. Her mount this evening is a mere 13-year-old Dutch-bred gelding by Eurocommerce Dubai out of a Cardento mare. Caitlin is such a quick rider and gutsy too. She's made such a nice business for herself out here on the West Coast with her SWS training and sales, and she just gets so many through. It's made her an incredible catch rider. She can get on anything and just kind of go and step into these classes. And this is a ride that she actually only recently got back from Israel's Abu Mishan. But she does know the horse. Definitely a bigger build and a slower moving type. You can see she's not really pushing the envelope much here, just looking to get a nice round. And this horse certainly has the step and scope. Gets a little bit of hang time. This horse actually jumped the Tokyo Olympic Games for Argentina with Fabian Sejanes. But you know what? A clear round is still going to put you right onto the podium for now. Not the fastest, but a lovely go-around. Horse just stepped around that track. They'll move into third, 65.38 seconds the time. Caitlin did such a fantastic job of holding this a bigger horse off the combinations and giving him the space that he needs for his body, and this horse just did all the rest. Well, Bjorn Nycast is going to give it another go here. He is back now with his second ride of the evening. This is a horse that he owns along with BBB Show Jumpers LLC. 11-year-old stallion, Top Castino. This is a horse that's quite new to the international level. You can see just that little bit of inexperience there, not quite sure where he's going. Doesn't have the proper balance through the turn. He's jumping well though. And you can see Bjorn taking a little bit more of a more measured approach here this time around. A great ride there. Again, using a bit more of the space in the arena. Can we get clear round number 4? He's got it. Great confident experience for this horse, new to this level. They'll be clear 65.30 seconds, and they will move right into third. Well, Carrie Rufer is already leading this class. Can she make it 2 on the podium? She brings back her second ride of the evening, again, just in great form. Here is the top guy in her string at the moment, the reliable 13-year-old Dutch gelding, Mr. Europe. It's been a lot of fun to watch this partnership kind of develop over the years. He has really become so reliable for Carrie. He can be a little bit more difficult in a smaller and closed space here. He's very aware of his surroundings. So Carrie just looking to get him in the ring and keep getting those confidence-building experiences for him where maybe it's a little bit less comfortable for him. You can see she's not pushing for crazy speed this time around. Still very efficient back there to the vertical. You can see just that competitive edge, that fighting spirit Carrie has. She's still working on a very good rhythm here. And you can see her just kind of pushing the envelope a little bit more and more, feeling just how confident the horse is. A super round for her and Mr. Europe. 54.60 seconds is the time. And what do you know? She moves right into second. 1-2 at the moment for Carrie Rufer. She is just on fire. Will anyone catch her tonight? We're down really to our final 7. And this will be the youngest in the field here this evening, 18-year-old Eliza Brose. This is Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell, a 12-year-old Mecklenburg.
12-year-old Mecklenburg mare, won by Choco Blue.
Has to be cleared to be in the top 5 with time beat 53.73.
This is a horse that Eliza rode in the North American Youth Championships this year. Now stepping up into these bigger open competitions. What a tremendous kind of pathway and stepping stone those young rider and U25 divisions are. You can see Eliza absolutely ready to make that step up, riding and going for it here. This is a really naturally quick, athletic horse. You can see how well Eliza knows this mare. Super effort there. Completely cuts the corner, comes in flying to the combination. And that mare absolutely did everything to keep her legs out of the way. What an effort. And there is 18-year-old Eliza Brose going straight to the top. She has taken over the lead. What an effort from the young rider. She is elated. So great to see. That is a pair to watch. They go straight to the lead. And not many left here to challenge. Captain Brian Kernan will be the next to join us. This is C+, 10-year-old Irish sport horse by Katoki out of a cruising mare. This is a horse that's owned by a very close friend of Brian's, and Richie O'Hara over in Ireland, who develops and really brings up a lot of Glenbeigh Farm and being Brian and his wife Jules Kernan's young horses, homebreds. And this is a horse that he sent over, and Brian's done a super job developing him and getting him experience at the level, and he's come up really from the 130s to the 150s this year with great results. This is a big horse with a big step. Can't approach these fences with quite the same rhythm as some of the smaller types. Again, that's probably one of the more technical questions on course there, that narrow upright. Didn't quite get his eye on it. Brian makes a great decision, goes around there to line up that next line and get things back in rhythm. And it'll be just that skinny against them. 61.22 seconds is the time, and a score of 4 for now. They will move into 8. Really careful horse. He landed having a lot of space to make up in that combination and covered it well.
The Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Sacramento, the first in the North American League this season.
Down to our final 6. Caroline and Lynn will be the first of 3 remaining for the home nation. This is Deluxento, a 14-year-old Dutch-bred gelding by Cardento, out of a Lux Z mare, owned by C&M Partnership, LLC.
14 years of age, this Dutch warm blood, long-time partner with Caroline and Lynn, looking to try to go clear a clean ride. We'll move into the top 6.
Well, now you can't just go clear to get on that podium. We've seen a few clear rounds here begin to accumulate. Chasing the time of Eliza Brose, 51.36 seconds. Almost got there in 7, cutting that inside turn back to the vertical. It's a little bit of miscommunication there off the ground. This is a horse that was formerly ridden by the USA's Craig Starr. And Caroline Ann just stepping the horse up to the international level in June. This would be their first 4-star outing. A little bit noisy there down the final line, but they will stay. It'll be just the 1 rail against them, 58.41 seconds the time, and they will move into 8th. And there are just 5 remaining here in this Murieta Inn and Spa, meter 45 speed. A few fast ones, though. We have Connor Swale to see again, along with Vanessa Mannix, Alexis Taylor, Natalie Dean, and one more for Bjorn Eikast. And Connor is walking down the path now to the in gate. Be joining us momentarily. And I would wager to say that this horse, even a bit faster than what we saw with Errol. We're about to see Theo 160, a horse that has had just a sensational record, particularly in these speed classes. He's a very modern type. Quick athletic build and just super game. Connor looking to do one better than the rail that relegated him to currently sitting in 7th with Errol. He has to chase the time of the 18-year-old Eliza Brose. 51.36 seconds is the leading time. Anywhere, though, between that and nearly 54 seconds will put him into 2nd. Eliza very, very quick, and Kerry Roofer still holding on to both 2nd and 3rd with Stern de Folletti and Mr. Europe. Theo's a horse that Connor actually owns in partnership with some of the Philipparts family. They had this horse and thought it'd be a great match for Connor. They were absolutely right. Beautifully there in 8. A little bit late there in the turn, but Theo gets his eyes on it, says no problem. And this is a horse where you really don't have to take a check on the reins so much. Yeah, beautifully done. Not quite on the ideal balance to the combination. It does not matter. He is chasing here to the final fence. He might be just a bit slower. 52.81 seconds. He will move into 2nd, gets a nice clear round there with Theo. Really efficient round. You see, he didn't push full pedal to the metal there with this horse, but a lovely go around. It should be good enough for the podium here this evening. So just 4 remaining now, all chasing the 18-year-old. Here is Vanessa Mannix for Canada. This is Kitting de Hasur, 12-year-old. Gelding by Winning Mood out of a Thunder Vendezutova mare. It's a horse that Vanessa knows pretty well. She's got a lovely string at the moment. She's going to be riding Valentino Delte in the World Cup tomorrow night. And that's going to get underway at 7:45 p.m. Pacific time. Going to be a late one there for those in Europe and on the East Coast. Vanessa not going crazy, but riding accurately with just a nice, consistent rhythm. Beautiful and tidy turn there. So much of these courses aren't just about flying around, they are everything about track. Vanessa really fighting there to get back to the vertical. This horse is a very deceptively big step. Going to be a little bit behind the pace, but a beautiful round there for Vanessa and Kidding. They'll move into sixth. 56.52 seconds is their time. So just 3 riders here stand between our leader, Eliza Brose, and a win here in this evening's 4-star Murieta in and Spa meter 45. Alexis Taylor in next. This is La Capitale.
Washington,
10-year-old Hanoverian Stallion by Lacino, owned by Aileron LLC. This horse has experience over in Europe in the young horse divisions, but this will certainly be the biggest track and the biggest level that he's jumped in his young career. You can see just kind of fighting the contact a little bit. And the turns just don't quite become as smooth. And when stepping up, of course, the fences get bigger, but so do the technicality of the courses, and rideability just becomes everything. Rhythm and contact and being in sync with your horse. This is going to get very easy and gets there with just a little bit too much. And you get into these speed classes and you think about moving forward, but the horse has to be able to come back to you. They'll finish up nicely. Just the 2 down. It's a score of 8. 56.75 seconds the time. Just catching that rail behind, coming in with so much to that line, as we've seen quite a few times this evening. Natalie Dean, just 23 years old, already with so much experience at the level. This is Maestro Vika van der Ark. Natalie's secondary horse here this week, owned by her Marigold Sport Horses, 10-year-old stallion by Lordanos. Beautifully bred horse out of a Heartbreaker mare. Natalie looking to start off the World Cup qualifying season on a strong note. She was 4th in the World Cup of Sacramento a year ago. She'll be competing aboard one of her top mounts in Chance Ciarmel. Very quick young rider as well, beautifully around the turn, doesn't take much of a check on the reins at all. Natalie here with her trainer, Alon Furter. Similarly to Connor Swale, they're just very much jet setters, always on the road. And this is a fantastic run. Will she get there? It's going to be close. Oh, my word. She has crossed the timers in an identical time as Eliza Brose. Natalie Dean has taken over a joint lead. That does not happen very often. An absolute identical tie for the lead with just one remaining here this evening. Well, he's had more opportunities than the rest of the field here tonight. One more chance for Bjorn Eikast. This is his third ride of this Murieta Inn and Spa meter 45. This is a 10-year-old stallion, Chicharito La Silla, by Chapultepec, out of a Cathargo mare. Again, Bjorn's had 2 go-rounds over this track. He knows where he can be a bit tidier and improve upon his other rides. And he knows, of course, exactly what time he needs to catch to take over the lead here, or to share it. Oh, and just horse didn't quite get his eye on that double. I don't think he knew that was next, and really shifted his body and was kind of taken aback there by that jump and wasn't going to get there on the right mark. They'll give that another go, which means we do have the class decided. And no problem there on the second attempt. Just wasn't quite prepared for that. And now Bjorn's just going to line things up and give this a confident ride the rest of the way around. But it'll be a very unique finish tonight. Eliza Brose and Natalie Dean will share this one, 51.36 seconds, the identical winning time, as Bjorn's going to look to call it a night here early. And that will do it for the class. Here's another look there, just shifting so hard to the left and then wasn't going to get there on the right mark. Still, Bjorn will come away with a top 10 finish as our leaderboard is decided with that joint win for Natalie Dean and Eliza Brose of the USA, 51.36 seconds. 18 years old and 23 years old. What a super win for the young riders here this evening. Connor Swale, he's going to settle for third with the 160 in his time of 52.81 seconds. Carrie Roofer, she was brilliant this evening and will take fourth and fifth with Stern Diffoletti and Mr. Europe. Laura Height takes sixth with Triton Hastak. And rounding out the top 10, we will have Vanessa Mannix and Kidding, Bjorn Eikast and Top Castino, Caitlin Campbell and Amir and Connor Swale. Again, rounds out that top 10 with his first ride of the evening, Errol. Fun class this evening, but just the beginning. Tune in tomorrow night on FEI TV and clip my horse for the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup of Sacramento, the very first event of the 2022 to 2023 North American League season, as we build up all the way to the World Cup Finals, which will be in North America this coming season, coming back to Omaha for the first time since 2017. Of course, we have to get through here first, this beautiful venue here in Sacramento. It's going to be packed to the rafters tomorrow night. Always a great turnout here and a spectacular educated crowd here in California. Katie Stazak here. Thanks for tuning in on Clip My Horse, and I will see you back here tomorrow evening.
Of course, dinner still being served in the VIP as our PCHA Meter 20 Junior Amateur Jumper Championship round number 1 with 27 horse and rider combinations coming up next this evening after the award presentation. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, stick around and hang out with us here throughout the evening. Coming up next after the award presentation, our PCHA championships for the Meter 20 Junior Amateur Riders. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking around. We had to get a second set of first place ribbons, of course, because we had a tie for the overall win tonight, as we mentioned earlier. Lisa Brose and Natalie Dean down to the hundredths of a second, 51.36. We're just moments away from bringing back in our co-champions 2 years in a row in Sacramento. We've had a tie for the win, unheard of anywhere, but of course, only here, special things happen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back the top finishers for this evening's $37,000 Murieta Inn and Spa Speed Class. Our awards coordinator, Charlene Gariello brings our winners to the booth. Of course, joining us on the red carpet, Aaron Sullivan, representing Murieta Inn and Spa, and the general manager, Cosme Nicula, and Caroline Jones from West Palm Events, and our general manager here, of course, CEO, Mr. Dale Harvey. Ladies and gentlemen, as we honor all of our riders here, including both of our winners tonight from the US of A, let's please rise. And gentlemen, remove your caps as we're going to honor both of our winners tonight, Elisa Bros, and Tinkerbell and Natalie Dean and Maestro Vika Van de Ark are two American winners with the playing of the American National Anthem. Let's have our presentation party meet our co-champions this evening, both from the US of A, Elisa Bros and Natalie Dean on Tinkerbell and Maestro Vika Van de Ark, respectively. Tied for the win at 51.36 apiece. Mr. Dale Harvey checks out the rest of our winners here. In third place, Connor Swale and Theo. Carrie Roofer taking fourth and fifth with her two entries, Stern De Folletti and Mr. Europe. Laura Height and Triton Hashtag takes home sixth. From Canada, Vanessa Mannix and Kirin de Ossier, your seventh place award winner. And representing Denmark, Mr. Bjorn Eikast and Top Castino. We'd of course like to thank Aaron Sullivan and Cosme Nicula joining us here from the Murieta Inn and Spa, proud sponsors each and every year. And of course, the Grooms Award. Ladies and gentlemen, we have two special grooms joining us. Mr. Herrera and Miguel Gonzalez, Natalie's groom, are our two grooms representing our winners, and they're going to win the Grooms Award, a non-for-profit charitable organization created in '98 to recognize and reward the grooms and workers behind the scenes that are the professional caretakers of these magnificent horses. Congratulations to Mr. Herrera and Mr. Gonzalez joining us here as we're excited to honor both of our grooms of our champions, sponsored by High Gain, Equifit, and Shapley's. Receiving the Equifit backpacks, of course, Boy Oh Boy Bridal Works, Equifit, the Grooms Award Thermos, High Gain Hat Pillow, Shapley's 32-ounce bottle. Congratulations to Senor Gonzalez and Senor Herrera. And of course, our champions, Alyssa Bros and Natalie Dean. As we'll have all of our presentation parties step away, we've got one more request this evening. We'll get one more picture here as well for Mr. Alon Furter, of course. Our co-champions, if you would, lead the way in the victory ride this evening for the win in the $37,000 Murieta Inn & Spa Grand Prix. Elisa Bros and Natalie Dean, your co-champions. Congratulations once again to Tinkerbell and Elisa Bros and Maestro Vika Vandiark, your co-champions, and Natalie Dean. Connor Swale in third with Theo. Carrie Roofer, fourth and fifth with Stern De Filetti and Mr. Europe. Laura Height and Triton Hashtag. Vanessa Mannix aboard Kidding de Osier. And Bjorn Icast with Top Castino. But one more time, history made in Sacramento once again with a tie for the win. Tinkerbell and Maestro Vika Vandiark. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to throw some stuff on the big board for you here. And don't go anywhere. We've got the meter 20 speed class coming up next.